Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A few remarks, no questions for the proponent.
You may proceed, madam.
The first thing I'd say after listening to the dialogue, unless you've been a victim of a sexual assault, a sexual misconduct, sexual stalking, you will not understand this. So I do want to thank the proponent of the bill, as well as the Every Voice Coalition, which is a group of, it's a student base, it's a nonpartisan student group that worked very diligently and very hard to bring this bill forward. We first saw it about 4 years ago, and then COVID hit. We never made it to the floor. It's been stated what the bill does, so I'm not going to go over it again. But I would remind you that this bill is an opportunity for someone that's been a victim of a sexual assault or sexual violence. It's also would provide a survivor of a past violence with some understanding, solace, I'm not really sure. Violence prevention and support for survivors should not be a partisan issue, and I hope it will not be in this legislation. By supporting this, we have an opportunity to help those students who have been. So I want to look at it from a different lens. I'm just going to tell you a very brief story, and I will be quick. So your 17-year-old son or daughter, your niece, your nephew, your granddaughter, your grandson goes off to college at 17 or 18 years old. It's the first time they're away from school, they're enjoying themselves, they're meeting new people and new friends. And yes, even though the laws say, and most colleges have policies in place for drinking and drugs, but you're with your friends, you're having a good time, you're meeting people, and you have something to drink, a little bit, maybe too much, and you find yourself, you've met a new friend, and you find yourself in maybe that new friend's room thinking this is just your friend. You've both been drinking, and one thing leads to another, and you say to yourself, I don't know what to do. I want to get out of here. I can't get out of here. Go into the bathroom and think, now how can I get out? You've been drinking, you don't know who to call. What do you do? So whatever happens, happens. Can you call it rape? I don't know. But this particular individual just closed her eyes, and as soon as it was over, left, went back to her dorm with tears strolling down her eyes. But where did she turn? She had nowhere to turn. She was afraid because she was only 17 years old. She wasn't supposed to be drinking. What would happen to her? So with nowhere to turn, she finished the semester and never went back to school. She never even earned her college degree. I tell you this story, this happened almost 40 years ago. That person, she still lives with what happened that day because she looks at herself and says, was this all my fault? Did I do this? What did I do wrong? And yet had nowhere to turn. How do I tell my parents I was out drinking and this happened? So, Mr. Speaker, through you, I rise in support of this bill. It is a start. No one wants to be in that position, and we shouldn't allow our son or daughter or child to ever find themselves in that position. Because quite honestly, our children are our children forever and always, no matter how old they are. So I'd ask my colleagues to think hard about this bill and support this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, madam.